Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning and welcome. It's Nurse Richard the Wax Wizard. Thanks for joining me for episode 244. Two is in this from the same patient, and at the end just got a little treat for you. I know some of you like a little insight into home life and what have you, so I'm going to share a few pictures with you and a video. I'll explain that a bit later on, but first let me tell you about this. Now, this lady came to see me. We started with the good ear first. It wasn't totally blocked, this one. I did the procedure the other way around. I've just decided to show you this one first. I don't know why. I don't know. It looked quite good. The second one takes a bit of getting into because of the visuals, for a few reasons, but it gets really good at the end. It's a really full one. The other one, let's just get that little bit of skin there. Here we go. Let's have a look at this one. There we go, nice and clear. Lovely looking eardrum. Now, the other one here, now she said, I did ask her, have you been putting anything in your ears? Have you poked anything in there? She swore blind she hadn't. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't believe her. Because there's quite a clear indentation in this. You can see it's at the roof of the canal, it's nearer the outside, it's a bit more lateral. But to the bottom of it, it just looks like it's been pushed in. And it was really tricky to start with this. I was contemplating some oil, but this here was extremely narrow and difficult to get in, a bit airy. And already you can see it's a little bit blurry, so I think it would have made it a bit tricky with the visuals. You'd have had oil flying everywhere, and I would have to keep coming out, keep wiping the camera. There's pros and cons to using it. But what I'm trying to do here, as you can probably see, it's just enveloped in this layer of skin, which was firmly stuck to the canal wall. So what I'm trying to do is like wrap it up like a parcel. You peel it away from all the outer edges, which is pretty much what I've done now. And I was hoping that it'd just all come with that, but it didn't. It was a faff. It has got some of that structure where, you know, it's fresher layers around the outside, where it's paler in colour, and then it gets slowly darker as it gets to the centre. So it is a lot of skin in this. I think what happened there, it had, at the start, the plug started just to come through those layers of skin. Just got a little bit stuck on the outside there. The majority of all earwax is skin that's shedding out the ear, which a lot of people don't realise when they come. They're all like, oh, why have I got all that skin in my ear? Well, you have skin in your ear, don't you? It's got to get out somehow. Now, it normally gets out itself, but in some instances it doesn't, like this. And here's where it was starting to get a little squeaky at times, but I'll be honest, you couldn't hear a thing because it was so impacted and so full. Now, if it was uncomfortably loud, you know, I keep checking with the patient. But because of all this skin flying into the tube, it was starting to get a little bit noisy. But like I said, didn't bother her because she couldn't hear it. It was only when you can see the eardrum that people can start to hear a little bit better, and then you have to be a bit mindful of it. I think we went down to the fine end, then you can actually just see a bit of a glimpse of the eardrum now in the distance, can't you? Again, I was hoping that might be the last of it, but it's the hardest bit because it's tucked away in the recess. It's all over the place. It's really difficult. Now I think I've gone down to the fine end tube already here. Yeah, that's the smaller of the two tubes. I say two tubes, one fits over the top of the other. Your standard tube, and then you've just got a little adapter. It's only about that long, it's tiny. And that just slots on the end of it to make the tube a bit narrower, which is easier when you're in a bit of a tight working space. Because from what I remember, it wasn't easy to get into this ear. You certainly had to stretch it open with the endoscope. But very stubborn that. I'm just going to try and get that one off the drum there, and you could just see it like pull back. So there's quite a fair bit of resistance there, and you can tell how long it's been there just by the colour of it. It's really dark. I'm not surprised she was struggling to hear. I think she was going for a test for some hearing aids, When they had a look inside it, they said, well, I don't think it's your actual hearing that's the problem. Let's get rid of this first. So I don't even know if she's going to go for a hearing test, to be honest, because after all this had gone, she said, I can hear as well as a 21-year-old like I could before. So that might have been the problem all along. And it's certainly cheaper getting this out than it is having a hearing aid fitted. But it wouldn't have done any good at all. So again, I'm trying to wrap this up like a parcel. So what have I got coming up for you at the end? Now, I get asked quite a lot about Mrs. Richard. Oh, by the way, someone keeps saying Nurse Richards or Nurse Richard. That's my first name. My second name is Isherwood. My surname isn't Richard. That's my first name. I just wanted to clear that up because I know some people I think it's my surname, but it's not. It's not. Richard's my first name. Isherwood is my second name. I think it comes from of Sherwood. So whether my ancestors were related to the Merry Men and Robin Hood, I've no idea. Maybe it comes from the Sherwood Forest. Who knows? I've never really looked into it in great detail. But yeah, a lot of people ask me about Mrs. Isherwood, and I have asked her many times if she would come on one of these things one day and just maybe do a video with me. Her first response is always, oh God, no, that's minging. She can't even bear to look at these sometimes, which is fine. It's not for everybody. Not everybody's weirdo like you lot. But the other day I was chatting to her. I said, I'll ask her again. And she said, you know what, I might do one. I might do one with you, but don't ask me to look at it while you're doing it. Now, when that's going to be, I don't entirely know. Maybe I will save it for like a big number, like what number are we on? 244, like 300. She might even change her mind, and it might end up being 500 or 1,000. I don't know, but I will try and hold her to it. So, if there's any questions you want to put to Mrs. Isherwood, then feel free. And maybe when we do come round to doing it, I will put those to her. But what I've got at the end of it, I've got some pictures of us all. So some are always wondering, oh, what is she? I've shared some pictures in the past. But some still do ask. In fact, a lot. So, oh, we want to see Mrs. Isherwood. So I've got some pictures at the end. Some of our wedding day as well. There is, we made a video, like a pop music video, or rock music video. We actually won it as a prize as part of our wedding. It was called Karaoke. So what I'll do, I'll attach a link to that at the end of the video, so you see the pictures. Now, as you can see, while I've been waffling on, we've finally managed to get that out, and she was amazed as to what came out of there. Now, I did get pictures of these. Whether this is what came out of the ear, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, because I had a load of pictures and I couldn't figure out which one had come from which ear. So there she is. Yes, I am punching well above my weight. And there she is on our wedding day, on the morning, not having second thoughts. There's a bit of a later one, I think of last year. That one, I think it was. I think it was another wedding. There's us and our little Eva, who's not so little anymore. And she spent most of our wedding day doing that. Why wouldn't you? It's a celebration after all. And instead of getting desserts, we hired an ice cream van and gave everyone free ice cream. So we served it with to everybody, and I ended up with one in the face, obviously. Cutting the cake, took it as an opportunity to knife me in the back. The speech, I made a lot of inappropriate jokes in my speech. She's thinking, oh, what are you talking about? You know, her dad lives in Australia, and I made an inappropriate joke about his wife said he's looking forward to going back down under. I think she saw the funny side, but it didn't go down too well. And I played her a song as well at the end, which was actually a version of a Take That song, if you know it, called Back for Good. Want you back for good. But I changed the words to Now You're Trapped, Now You're Trapped, Now You're Trapped for Good. There's my eldest, our Jake. That was last year. He's at uni now, biochemistry. And there's a more recent picture of our Luke and Eva. Not babies anymore. They don't stay babies forever, do they? Like they were in this one. And that one's a blast from the past on our wedding day, which was 10 years ago. So I better get thinking of a present because it's going to be our anniversary soon. Any ideas, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, the link to the video is will probably up there or there somewhere. But for now, take care of yourself, and I will see you later. Bye bye.